The siren outside the apartment screamed like it was personally offended by Christmas Eve. And honestly, so was Lily Tran, because nothing about tonight felt merry, bright, or anything close to the Hallmark fantasies plastered all over New York. She stood by the frosted window, watching the snow fall in lazy spirals, feeling the painful twist in her chest that had been haunting her for days, the kind of ache you don't admit to anyone, especially not the woman who caused it. Her name was Ava Moretti, the new sous chef. The woman with hands that moved through a kitchen like she was carving poetry out of steam and flame. The woman Lily absolutely, definitely, completely should not be thinking about right now. But she was. God, she was. The restaurant's holiday rush had been brutal. And the only thing worse than running the line non-stop was realizing that every time Ava brushed past her, Lily felt something spark under her skin. Something electric. Something dangerous. Something she'd buried years ago and sworn she'd never dig up again. And tonight, on Christmas Eve of all nights, she had been stupid enough to realize just how deep that feeling ran. The memory replayed in her head without permission. Ava laughing softly while flour dusted her cheek. Ava humming along to a Sinatra song as she kneaded dough. Ava touching Lily's wrist for a fraction of a second, and the world shifting off its axis. It was humiliating to fall for someone who didn't even know the half of who she was. And maybe didn't need to. Lily tore her eyes away from the window and exhaled. No, she couldn't keep doing this to herself. Yet fate or bad timing or maybe the universe's twisted sense of humor wasn't done with her. Because her phone vibrated on the kitchen counter, and when she glanced at the screen her stomach dropped. Ava, are you awake? Lily's fingers froze. Her heart, however, sprinted like it was late for work. Of course Ava was awake. Chefs never slept. Especially not around the holidays. But why was she texting Lily? And why did she feel like she already knew the answer but was terrified to confirm it? Lily typed back before she could overthink it. Yeah. What's up? The reply came fast. Can I talk to you? It's important. Lily stared at the message until the words blurred. A cocktail of dread and hope stirred in her chest. This was either going to fix everything or ruin her life. Sure, come over. She regretted it instantly. But it was too late. 20 minutes later, someone knocked softly at her door. When Lily opened it, the cold rush of winter air swept in along with Ava, who stood there wrapped in a navy coat, snow clinging to her hair like she had walked straight out of a Christmas movie. Pretty one. A romantic one. The kind Lily pretended she didn't crave. Hey, Ava breathed. Lily swallowed hard. Hey. Ava's eyes flicked over her face in a way that made Lily's pulse pound. Then, without asking, Ava stepped inside and closed the door gently behind her. She looked nervous, tense, and heartbreakingly beautiful in the dim apartment light. Sorry for showing up unannounced, Ava said, rubbing her gloved hands together. I needed to see you. Lily told herself not to read into those words. She failed miserably. It's fine, she said quietly. What's going on? Ava hesitated, chewing her bottom lip the way she always did when she was trying to choose her words carefully. I know we haven't known each other that long. And I know I'm complicated. Lily gave a short laugh. Aren't we all? But Ava didn't smile back. Instead, she stepped closer. And Lily felt it, that shift in the air, subtle and yet unmistakable, like the moment right before a storm breaks. Lily, Ava said softly, I think something's wrong between us. Lily froze. Wrong. Ava nodded slowly. Yeah, because every time I'm near you, I feel like I'm holding back something I shouldn't be holding back. Something I don't even know how to name. Lily's breath caught. Her heart did something painful and hopeful at once. Ava exhaled shakily. And I hate that I've made things weird between us. I can feel it. I know you've been avoiding me. Lily flinched. She hadn't expected Ava to say that out loud. Look, Lily said carefully. It's the holiday rush. Everyone's stressed. If I came off weird, I didn't mean to. Ava didn't look convinced. She stepped even closer, close enough that Lily could see the flecks of hazel in her eyes. Lily. Something changed between us. Ava's voice trembled. And I don't know how to fix it unless you tell me why. Lily's throat tightened. She wanted to lie. She wanted to laugh it off. She wanted to pretend she wasn't standing on the edge of a cliff with no idea how far the fall was. But the words slipped out anyway, quiet and painful and true. Because I started feeling something I wasn't supposed to feel. Ava went still. Absolutely still. The silence between them stretched thin, sharp, fragile. Lily forced herself to look away. And I know it's stupid. I know you probably don't feel the same. So I've been trying to. Ava moved. A small, sudden, desperate step. Lily, wait. Lily shook her head. I shouldn't have said anything. No, Ava whispered. I'm glad you did. Something flickered across Ava's face, a soft collapse. A quiet confession she didn't know how to give voice to. Her eyes glistened with something that looked dangerously like emotion. Because you're not the only one feeling something you shouldn't. Lily's heart stopped. Just stopped. Ava's breath hitched. I came here tonight because I needed to tell you that I think about you. Too much. More than I should. And it scares me. Snow tapped lightly against the window. A car honked faintly down the street. A timer beeped in someone's apartment nearby. But inside Lily's tiny kitchen, the world fell completely silent. Ava, Lily whispered. Ava lifted a trembling hand, stopping just an inch from touching Lily's cheek. I don't know what this is yet, she said. But I know I can't pretend it's nothing anymore. Not after the way my heart feels like it's trying to climb out of my chest every time you look at me. Lily's knees nearly buckled. Ava let her hand drop, eyes full of fear and hope and hesitation. So if you want me to leave, she said softly, tell me. And I will. I'll walk out that door, and I won't say another word about this. Lily's pulse thundered in her ears. But if you want me to stay, Ava's voice cracked. Then please, Lily, just say so. Lily didn't speak, couldn't speak. Instead, she stepped forward until their foreheads brushed. A featherlight touch that felt like the beginning of 1,000 things they had both been too afraid to name. Ava inhaled sharply. Stay, Lily whispered at last. Please stay. Ava's eyes fluttered shut, relief washing over her like warmth in winter. And for that quiet, fragile moment their breath mingled. Their hearts aligned, and the world outside ceased to matter. But life never lets peace last long. And the universe was far from done testing them. Because Avery Grant, Lily's ex-sous chef, former best friend, and the woman who once shattered her trust appeared at the worst possible time. Not tonight. Not here. Not in the middle of everything Lily had just found the courage to admit. But life didn't care about timing. And neither did Avery. When Lily's phone vibrated again, she almost ignored it. But the moment she saw the sender, her blood went cold. Avery, we need to talk. It's about the restaurant and it's urgent. Ava noticed the shift immediately. What's wrong? Lily didn't answer. She couldn't. Because she already knew whatever Avery wanted to discuss wasn't going to be good. And she had no idea yet that it would threaten everything she had just begun with Ava, everything she had just dared to hope for. It was the beginning of a storm none of them could see coming. A storm that would break open wounds, histories, and hearts before ever letting them heal. And Christmas Eve was only the beginning. Ava watched the color drain from Lily's face, and instinctively she reached out, fingers brushing lightly against Lily's wrist. Hey, talk to me. What happened? Lily swallowed hard. It's Avery. Ava stiffened. Anyone who worked in the restaurant world long enough learned the name Avery Grant the way sailors memorize the shapes of storms on the horizon. Charismatic. Razor sharp. A culinary genius with a wicked sense of ambition, and a trail of fractured loyalties behind her. And once upon a time, she had been Lily's closest friend. Almost like family. Until she wasn't. What does she want? Ava asked carefully. I don't know, Lily murmured, though her voice carried an edge of dread that said she did know. Or at least feared she did. She said it was about the restaurant. Ava hesitated, then stepped closer. Do you want to call her? No, Lily said immediately. Not tonight. Not after. She paused, eyes flicking up to Ava's, and the silence between them filled with everything that had almost happened. Everything that still might. Ava's features softened. Then don't call her. She tugged gently on the sleeve of Lily's sweater. Sit with me instead. It wasn't a romantic request. It wasn't a confession. And yet somehow it felt more intimate than either. They settled on the small couch near the window, snowflakes drifting lazily behind the glass like a shaken snow globe settling. Ava folded her hands in her lap, looking strangely younger in the warm glow of the apartment light. You know, Ava murmured. You don't have to tell me anything. But I'm here if you want to. Lily exhaled slowly. Avery and we opened the restaurant together. Or at least that was the plan. Ava nodded, encouraging. She had the investors. I had the vision. We were supposed to build something that was ours. But then the investors decided Avery was more marketable, more polished. So she pushed me out quietly, strategically, like I was a stain she needed to scrub off. Ava's jaw tightened. She stole it from you. She did, Lily whispered. And the worst part is, she pretended it was for my own good. She said I wasn't ready. Ava felt something hot twist in her stomach. Rage. Protectiveness. Something more. Lily looked down at her hands. After that, every chef in the city knew me as the girl who didn't make the cut. Took me years to climb back up. To prove myself. And then the owner of Hearthlight finally took a chance on me. That wasn't chance, Ava said softly. That was talent. Lily's lips curved briefly, almost shyly, before fading again. I haven't heard from Avery in a year. There's no reason she should text me now. Ava leaned back thinking. Unless there is. Lily glanced at her sharply. What do you mean? Ava hesitated. The industry's been buzzing for weeks. Investors are sniffing around Hearthlight. They're interested in expanding. And Avery isn't the type to ignore opportunities she can exploit. Lily blinked. Wait. You think she wants to take the restaurant? I think she wants to take you, Ava corrected gently. Or more accurately, she wants to take credit for you. The living room went quiet. A moment later Lily laughed, but it wasn't out of amusement. It was bitter, tired, and edged with fear. That sounds exactly like her. Ava felt Lily's pain like it was her own. She shifted slightly, letting her shoulder brush Lily's in a silent offering of comfort. We'll deal with her. Whatever this is, we'll figure it out. Lily looked up, startled. We. Ava froze. And then she nodded. Yeah, we. Something warm uncurled inside Lily. Not the frantic spark she felt in the kitchen whenever Ava brushed past her, but something steadier, deeper. Quiet promise. And yet it was terrifying knowing that promises could break. Ava must have sensed the shift, because she gently placed her hand over Lily's. You're not alone in this. Lily stared at their intertwined fingers, her heart thudding in painful, hopeful rhythms. Ava, I don't want you dragged into my old chaos. Ava smiled faintly. Lily, I walked into your chaos the moment I stepped into that kitchen. I'm not going anywhere. The weight of that sentence lingered. Felt like something important. Something that neither of them was ready to unpack yet. As the minutes stretched on, the tension softened into something warm and fragile. Ava leaned her head gently on Lily's shoulder, and Lily felt her breath catch in her throat. They sat in silence, watching the snow fall, letting the quiet wrap around them like a blanket. It was the closest they had ever been, and Lily didn't want it to end. But every moment of peace comes with a shadow, and theirs arrived in the form of a phone call Ava had been avoiding for days. Her phone buzzed, vibrating insistently. Ava glanced down and her stomach twisted. Calling. Gianna Moretti. Lily raised an eyebrow. Who's that? Ava's throat tightened. My sister. Lily blinked. I didn't know you had a sister. Ava forced a smile. Yeah, we're complicated. Lily let out a soft laugh. Join the club. But Ava wasn't laughing. Her fingers tightened around the phone. Because she knew exactly why Gianna was calling. And it wasn't a conversation she wanted to have. Not tonight. Not here. Not with Lily watching her every breath. Yet she answered anyway. Hello. Ava. Gianna's voice crackled through the speaker. Where the hell have you been? I've been calling for 2 days. Ava shut her eyes. I've been busy. With what? Avoiding your family? Or avoiding the reason you left? Lily, overhearing only one side, straightened slightly. Ava turned her face away, embarrassed. I don't want to talk about this right now, Ava hissed quietly. Well, you're going to, Gianna snapped. Because Dad knows. And he's furious. Ava's blood ran cold. She whispered, voice trembling. How did he find out? He went to Aurelius to check on you. They told him you quit. Lily's eyes widened. Ava quickly shook her head. signaling she'd explain later. Gianna sighed. Ava, you can't run forever. I'm not running. Yes, you are. You ran from the restaurant. You ran from Aurelia. You ran from her. Voice dropped. From her. Ava's heart seized. Don't, she whispered. Don't bring her up. Gianna exhaled. Ava, you're my sister. I love you. But whatever you're doing in New York, it's not going to fix what happened. Ava swallowed hard. Her voice was barely audible. I'm trying. By hiding. I'm not hiding. Then what are you doing? Ava's breath faltered. She didn't know how to answer. But Lily saw everything, the way Ava's shoulders curled inward, the way her hand shook, the way her eyes glistened with a pain she refused to name. Ava whispered, I can't talk right now. Ava, she ended the call. Silence crashed through the room. Lily hesitated, then touched Ava's arm gently. Ava, are you okay? Ava tried to smile. It wobbled. Yeah, sorry. Family stuff. Lily tilted her head. The kind of family stuff you ignore until it blows up? Or the kind that eats you alive? Ava laughed weakly. Both. You don't have to tell me, Lily said softly. But if you want to. Ava stared at her for a long moment. Then she shook her head. Another time, she whispered. Not tonight. Lily nodded, respecting the boundary even as concern gnawed at her. Snow kept falling outside, thickening the night, softening the edges of the city. Inside, the quiet grew heavier, heavier, until Ava finally spoke again. Lily, why did you stop trusting people? The question caught Lily off guard. What? You always keep a little distance, Ava said. Even in the kitchen, even with people who adore you. You build these walls like you're afraid of letting anyone get too close. Lily opened her mouth to respond, then closed it. As Ava was right. She had built walls after Avery, walls after heartbreak, walls after every betrayal she had convinced herself she'd moved on from. Lily whispered, because every time I trust someone they end up hurting me. Ava's voice softened. Not everyone. Enough of them, Lily murmured. Ava hesitated, then reached out, threading her fingers through Lily's gently. Lily, I'm not going to hurt you. Lily's heart squeezed so sharply she almost winced. Don't promise that. Why not? Because promises break. Ava looked at her like she wanted to argue but couldn't. Instead, she squeezed Lily's hand. Then I won't promise, Ava whispered. I'll just try. It wasn't grand. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. And it was enough for Lily's breath to tremble. They sat like that for a long moment, hands intertwined, hearts stumbling toward something fragile and beautiful. Then someone knocked on the door. A polite, measured knock. Lily froze. Ava's eyes widened. No, it couldn't be. Lily stood slowly, every step heavy with dread. She opened the door. And there she was. Avery Grant, wrapped in a sleek black winter coat, snow melting in her hair, a smile on her lips that didn't reach her eyes. Hi, Lily, Avery said smoothly. Merry Christmas. Lily's breath hitched. Behind her, Ava stood up fast, instinctively stepping closer to Lily, as if ready to shield her from whatever storm had just arrived at her doorstep. Avery's gaze flicked to Ava. A spark of recognition. A hint of something sharper. Well, Avery said lightly, I see you have company. The temperature in the apartment plummeted. Emotions shifted. And the fragile peace Lily and Ava had begun to build cracked at the edges. Avery stepped forward. We need to talk. All three of us. Lily's stomach twisted. Ava's jaw clenched. And outside, snow kept falling, quiet, soft, relentless, like it knew the hardest winter of their lives had just begun. Avery stepped into the apartment like she owned the air inside it, her boots melting droplets of snow onto the hardwood floor. Lily stiffened instinctively, and Ava, subtle but fierce, shifted half a step closer to her. Not enough to be obvious, but enough that Avery noticed. Of course she noticed. Avery always noticed everything. Her gaze swept the room, lingering a little too long on the couch where Ava and Lily had just been sitting close, hands intertwined moments earlier. Her lips twitched in something that wasn't quite a smile. I see things have changed since the last time we spoke, Avery murmured. Lily crossed her arms. Say what you came to say. Avery ignored the bite in her voice and moved into the living room like she had every right to be there. Ava watched her carefully, shoulders tight, jaw set. Avery brushed snow from her coat sleeve. Investors are circling Hearthlight. And they reached out to me. Lily's stomach dropped. What? Avery looked directly at her. They want to buy the restaurant. Expand. Rebrand. Make it something bigger. And they want me to lead the transition. Ava swore under her breath. Lily felt something inside her crack. So you came to gloat? No, Avery said softly. I came to offer you a place beside me. Silence. Ava's face hardened. Lily laughed sharp, disbelieving. After everything you did? After stealing the last restaurant from me? You expect me to trust you again? Avery inhaled, shoulders sinking. Lily, I didn't come here to fight. But that's all you've ever brought into my life, Lily whispered. Avery hesitated, then spoke with something almost like regret. I messed up. Years ago I was ambitious and stupid. And I hurt you. I know that. But I've grown. We both have. And these investors, they want us. Together. The way we used to be. Ava's fists clenched at her sides. You mean the way you used to take credit for her work? Avery turned to her, eyes narrowing. You don't know anything about me. I know enough, Ava snapped. Something dangerous flickered between them. Lily stepped between them before either woman said anything they couldn't take back. Stop. Both of you. Ava went quiet. Avery exhaled sharply. Lily looked at her former friend, the woman who had once been closer than family. Avery, what do you really want? For once, Avery didn't have a rehearsed smile. Her mask slipped just an inch. I want a second chance, she said. With the restaurant. With you. With everything we built. Lily's chest tightened painfully. Not because she still wanted that life, not anymore, but because a part of her had once believed Avery was the safest person in the world. But that was before the betrayal. Before the lies. Before Avery chose ambition over loyalty. Ava watched the silence grow heavy, her breath unsteady. Avery finally spoke again. I didn't come here to force you. I came because I didn't want you blindsided when the investors reach out to the owner. They'll want a new executive chef. And Lily, they're going to call me first. But I told them I wouldn't take the job unless you were offered the co-lead. Ava stiffened. You're manipulating her. No, Avery said sharply. I'm giving her a future she deserves. One she earned. Lily whispered. Why now? Avery hesitated. Her voice softened. Because I miss you. Ava's breath hitched. Lily's heart dropped. Avery stepped closer. You were my partner, Lily. My best friend. The person who saw things in me no one else ever did. And losing you, losing us, was the worst decision I ever made. Ava looked away as if giving Lily privacy for a wound she had never spoken aloud. Avery continued, voice trembling. I'm not asking you to forgive me tonight. Or come back with me. I just need you to know the truth. I came here because I don't want to build anything without you again. Lily's eyes stung. Not from longing but from grief. The grief of remembering who Avery used to be. Who she could never be again. Avery took a slow breath. Just think about it, okay? That's all I ask. Lily nodded, unable to speak. Avery stepped back, preparing to leave. But she paused at the door and looked at Ava one last time, her expression unreadable. You care about her, Avery said quietly. Ava didn't answer. She didn't need to. Avery nodded as if she'd expected that. Then don't hurt her. And with that, she slipped out into the snow-filled night, leaving a storm of emotion behind her. The apartment fell silent. Ava finally spoke, voice low. Lily, are you okay? Lily sank onto the couch. I don't know. Ava sat beside her, not crowding, not pulling her in, just being there. Quiet. Steady. Safe. Lily whispered. She always does this. Shows up, turns my life upside down and leaves. Ava hesitated. Do you want what she's offering? Lily looked at her, really looked. I wanted that dream once, she said. But now, my future isn't tied to Avery. Or to old pain. It's something I want to build for myself. Ava's breath released in a soft, shaky exhale. Lily swallowed. Ava, I need you to understand something. Ava held still. I don't want Avery. Not anymore. And I don't want the life she's promising me. The only thing I'm scared of losing right now is you. Ava's eyes glistened, her breath catching. Lily. I'm serious, Lily said, voice trembling. I spent so long being terrified of wanting someone. But tonight I wasn't scared. Not when you were here. Not when you held my hand. Ava leaned in, her forehead brushing Lily's, a whisper of a touch full of warmth and longing. You don't have to say it, Ava murmured. I know. Lily shook her head. No. I want to say it. Ava froze. Lily whispered, voice soft and steady. I'm falling for you. Ava's breath stuttered. Lily. She cupped Lily's cheek gently, reverently, like she was touching something fragile and precious. I've been falling for you since the first day I burned my hand because I couldn't stop staring at you instead of the pan. Lily laughed, choked and watery. That was why. Yes, Ava admitted, cheeks flushing. I was trying to be subtle. Apparently I failed. Lily's laughter softened into something tender. The snow outside glowed under streetlights, quiet and ethereal. The city felt far away, muffled by winter and warmth and the fragile magic of two hearts choosing each other in the smallness of a living room. Ava leaned in just slightly, giving Lily space to pull away. She didn't. Their lips met in a slow, hesitant kiss. Not desperate. Not rushed. Just honest. The kind of kiss that felt like a beginning rather than an answer. Ava pulled back first, breathless. Lily. But before she could say more, Lily shook her head and rested her forehead against Ava's again. I'm not choosing Avery's past, Lily whispered. I'm choosing this. I'm choosing you. Ava closed her eyes, shoulders trembling with relief. For the first time in years, Lily felt something inside her settle. Not the absence of fear, but the presence of trust. A knock interrupted them again. Ava groaned. If that's Avery, I swear, but it wasn't. It was the owner of Hearthlight, bundled in a huge coat, eyes frantic. Lily. Thank God I found you. We just heard from the investors. They want to meet tomorrow morning. And they asked for both you and he paused, noticing Ava, your sous chef, to attend. Ava blinked. Me? Yes, he said, breathless. They've seen your winter menu update. They're impressed. Lily gaped. My update? I didn't. Ava blushed. I may have added a few of your recipes to the rotating board. With your name on them. The owner nodded eagerly. They loved the concept of a dual chef direction. Said it shows leadership, collaboration, innovation. Ava looked at Lily, uncertain. The owner continued, excited. This could change everything. Both of you need to be there tomorrow. He left as quickly as he came. Ava turned to Lily slowly. Lily, do you want this? Lily reached for Ava's hand. I want a life where I'm not alone in the kitchen anymore. Where I build something with someone I trust. Someone I care about. Someone who cares about me. Ava's heartbeat stuttered. And if that future is with you, Lily continued, voice steady and full of quiet hope, then yes. I want it. Ava squeezed her hand. Then we'll walk into that meeting together. And whatever happens? Lily asked softly. Ava smiled, warm and sure. Then we'll face it together. The snow outside thickened, falling like confetti over the city. Lights glowed in every window. The world felt bright, new, full of possibility. And in that small apartment, two women sat close, hearts aligned, futures unfolding quietly between them. Not perfect. Not easy. But shared. Ava rested her head on Lily's shoulder, and Lily wrapped an arm around her, pulling her close. For the first time in a long time, Christmas didn't feel lonely. Felt like home. Felt like the start of something that would matter. Something neither of them would have to face alone. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe to get notifications about next videos.